this is the Tableau public, right? Now, so I'll show you Tableau desktop also, and I'll show you there's no difference between both of them. Only difference is I'll show you and explain. And so don't get confused between desktop and public. Okay. So both are almost same, very slight differences there. So if you see this is Tableau desktop, and now this is Tableau public. Can you see any difference between those two? Only difference is the limitation because this is free. Because this is free for practice purpose, that's why they have given a limitation for the data source to connect with. This one is not free, so that's why it has huge, like the entire list of data source. So this is the only difference you will find. Okay, understood? So how it works, it basically understand like this is Tableau desktop is your own house. So in your house, you are allowed to go to anywhere, right? Any room, any floor, everywhere, right? So you will not have any restrictions. But Tableau public is right like a rented house. Understand like this. So it has a limit. Only limitation. House is the same. Only thing is with the limitation. Like in a rented house, you will be allowed to go to your flat only. You cannot go to others' flat. But over here in like Tableau desktop, it's like you will have all the freedom. Only that is the difference. So for practice, we will be using public over here right now, and later on when you'll start working on your projects, or if you join some company, then you will be using Tableau desktop. Understand? So now over here you can connect to this desktop. Okay, you can connect to your Excel file that I have shared with you. That is sample superstore. The moment you click on sample superstore, so you will go to this page. Okay, now what we need to do is, by looking at this, you will understand that it is asking me to use the table, right? So these are called tables. On the left hand side, this is your database name and this is your table. So however, I'll explain it once again. Okay, so you need to just drag and drop it over here. In the real scenario, when you'll connect to, because normally you would not use Excel as a data source, very hardly, because mostly the companies, they maintain their database on the server, on the cloud. So or maybe you will be connecting to SQL, Oracle, Hadoop, or big data, something like that. So over there, what will happen is, difference that you will see is over here, you will find the database name. Instead of, let's say if you connect to SQL, you will see it over here, SQL, Microsoft SQL Server. If you connect to Oracle, it will be written over here. Instead of Microsoft Excel, it will be written as Oracle. So on. And below this, there will be a schema. Right now in Excel, there is no schema, but in databases, what happens? Every database has schema, and under schema, there are certain tables. So it's basically, it's kind of hierarchy in database. So if there is schema created, under schema, there are certain tables created. Let's say for business, there will be a certain schema. Under that, every tables related to business will be stored. So like so on. So you will see the schema over here. You need to select that schema. And once you select the schema, whatever tables are available, you will get the list like this below. So you need to search. You can search over there with the name, whatever you have, or if you can also manually search in the list. So these informations will be provided by your client. So you don't have to worry about that. So they will provide you all the details, your access to the database, username, password, your schema name, table name, what is the table names that you need to use, what are the fields that you would use. So all these informations will be provided by your client. So whatever they provide, you just enter those details. So let's say if you connect to, for example, from here, if you connect to any server, okay, server file. So you will just select that server. Let's say right now I have this kind of web connector, but again, it will not work over here. So in the live experience, when you'll be working on a project, so you will get the list of name. So you just select the database and then enter the username and password, and the whatever authentication it requires, all those details will be provided to you. So you need to just update those things and you will be able to log in. Once you log in, you will see all the details over here. So whatever database they want you to select that database, enter that schema name, connect, click on that schema name. After that, you will get the table name also. Select the table name and you will be able to use that table in your Tableau. Understand? Is the same way I did. So let's say in my case, I was informed. I knew that I have to use sample superstore. So I have used this database, Excel database. Under that, I have 3 tables. So I have used order table. Any doubt till here? Now, if you go to your file over here, you will see in the file, Excel file that you have opened. Let me open that Excel file. So this is the Excel file. You can see my file, right? The same fields will be available over here also, in this one also. So in this one, first thing is over here, you will have your table name. Okay, I have selected order name, order table. So this first thing is order table, and this is my database name, sample superstore. If you want, you can rename it. It's your wish. Nobody will. This is nothing like compulsory that you have to do it or not do it. There's no such thing. It's your wish if you want to change it, because it might happen in the project that you will be using multiple data sources. So you might require, you might connect to like say 10-15 databases. So if you want, you can always rename it as per your convenience, how you want to remember it. So renaming option is over here. Let's say I type it ABC. So I can also type it any name over here. Let's say now I type it order table. So I have this order table. It will not change anything except the name. Okay. I'll keep it same on order table. I'll rename it over here. So this is my data page. This is the area where we'll be working on data source page. Now in this one, basically, let me open my desktop so that I can show you the difference. Actually, if you see in the Tableau, you don't see anything over here in this area, right? But you open, if you are working on a desktop. So let me open a desktop now, and just one second. Can you see this one, my desktop? Okay, now if you connect to a desktop, what will happen is, so what I would suggest is, see, I think Mayank or Vinith, who has the product key? Vinith, right? Do one thing, you guys can install desktop. We'll continue our classes on Tableau desktop only. So you just need to go to this, download. This will be very easy. All process is same, only download Tableau desktop and click enter, and you will get this one over here, and it will give you an option to download. You just need to enter your details and click on download free trial. Now can you see the desktop? First one is your desktop. First one is your desktop. The below one, it's public desktop, right? Tableau public. And it will be also on your local machine. So click on Tableau desktop, do a double click and install it. Click the both boxes and click on install. The process is same. There is no difference. upper one is desktop. Now now you will get these three options: start, trial, or activate. So we have product key, so we'll click on activate with product key. Now enter the product key that he has shared, Vinit has shared.
I think we are on the Tableau desktop.
So now do one thing. Now go to your documents and check whether you see the sample superstore, the same sample superstore data, or it has been uploaded twice. Okay. Go to your Tableau repository, documents. It has it, right? Open this sample superstore data. Okay, the same one. Okay, fine, no problem. Cancel this, no problem. So your desktop is installed, right? So now it is fine. So now what will happen is, whenever we connect to any file, first thing what we will do is, the first thing that we need to do is to click the extract. We will always work on extract. So, and extract, basically why we use extract, it actually impacts, it is good for the performance of our dashboard. So what happens is, when we work on live, so live data, what it will do, whenever we execute anything, any click or any, let's say, let me save this one first. Now, if you see, when I create an extract, you will see there will be a time updated over here. Once the extract is done, you will see, if I go to the data source, you will get the time that when I have extracted this data. Now, what happens is, if you use a live connection, let's say if I use anything over here, if I click on any command, so Tableau will go to my database and it will search for the entire database, then it will give me the result. What is the problem? What is the problem with that is, it will take a lot of time. It will, because every time we don't want to search for data, right? When we are working on a development, what we want is, we should always use on restricted data. So we'll create a strat, we'll create a temporary table. So whenever we do anything, so Tableau will always search the data, this within this time, at this time I've created this data, whatever data is available at this time, Tableau will only search within this data. It will not go to my original data source and then it will check the entire database. So because of that, it will save time and our Tableau will perform in a better way. Understood the difference? With an example, I'll show you. So live connection, what happens is, let's say I have connected to sample superstore. This is my sample superstore data. Now, let's say I'll do it from the start. Let's say scratch. If I add something in this table, in the order table, so this is still, the value is still 10,566 ID, right? Or let's say this is I have 4 regions over here, correct? Central, east, west, and north, like this. So let's say I'll add one more region over here. Okay, so anything I can add. Okay, so what I'll do is, I'll rename it. Instead of adding, I make a change. I change this central to north. I'll rename it as north. Understood? Now what has happened is, now I save it. I click on save. Now my data is saved. So now what is the directions over here? East, west, north, and south, right? And let's say, do we have direction over here? DIRA, direction over here. And now I'll change the name also. Let's say I'll make it to region. So what changes have I done? Yeah, I renamed it to region, right? And the central, the data, I renamed it to north, right? And I did it now at 9:46. But when I check over here, this data, I have created an extract at what time? 9:43. Correct? It was done earlier before I made the changes, right? And I'm using this same data source. I'm using this data source only, right? Sample Superstore. If I go to the sheet and if I look for a region, you see I don't find a region over here, right? It's a different field. So I'll see it's a direction over here. Now I'll use this direction over here and I can see it has the old data, central, east, south, and west. But as I have updated my data, so I need this data to be refreshed. So what I'll do is I'll use the extract for now. I'll work on this once I develop the dashboard, when everything is done. So let's say, or at any point of time, not only after development, I say any point of time, if you feel like you need to refresh the data, this data needs to be updated, you need to click on refresh. So now what I'll do is I'll click on refresh. Now I go to sheet. Now let's see if the data has got updated or not. Now can you see it has got invalid because in this data direction field is not there, right? I renamed it to region. Now let's remove this and let's delete this. Now if you search for a region, you will find the region column. And if I select this one, now can you see the central is changed to north over here. The same data has been updated. You guys understood what happened over here? So it's basically we work on extract so that every time our engine should not go to our database and because searching takes time, right? It is time consuming. To avoid that time, we use extract. We work on a temporary data, whatever data we have, and we work on that. Once we are done with the development, then what we do, we publish it on the server and then we create a refresh schedule. Okay, so now it is live, the data is live, so it needs to be connected to a live database. So then what we do is, once there is this server option over here, we click on publish. Once we publish it, the dashboard, it will ask you that, do you want to refresh this dashboard? So you will say yes. Then it will ask you, what time do you want to refresh it? So this, you can check with your client that when they want to refresh this dashboard, like what is the frequency of the data update. So the client will tell you that our data gets updated every day in the morning, 5 o'clock. Same thing you will mention in Tableau. While publishing, you will mention that please update this dashboard at 5 a.m. Let's say data gets updated at 5 a.m. So you keep it 10 minutes later. So you will tell them that kindly update this dashboard, okay, at 5:10. So every day on server, Tableau will go to your database at 5:10 a.m. and it will search for any update. If there is any new records added, it will update your dashboard automatically, and whatever chart you have created, that will get updated with the new numbers. Just I'm explaining you in the normal language. It's basically an option. You don't have to inform anyone. Everything is just there will be a field. Like when I click on this, if I click on this, I need to connect. Then you will get? You will get a page. You'll get a page like this. I'll show you. Let me check over here. So once you click on that, you will get a page like this. Can you see over here? Refresh now, schedule a refresh. So you will have a list of time. Okay. So you just need to, if I select, let's say if I want to update it every 15 minutes, I select this option every hour. So you will have this list, and these lists will be created by your client. They will take care. The Tableau server guy will take care. He will create the list, and according from that list, you will select the time, and it will be done automatically at that time. So you don't have to go to somewhere or ask someone to do it. Everything is automated. If you have published something, let's say if you have published a dashboard, right? So what you are saying is, if you have published it on the server and somebody makes the changes, right, in the back end of Excel. So that, see, whatever changes is done, when the refresh will be done, let's say I have a schedule at 5 a.m. in the morning. Whatever changes, let it be anyone who is making a change in the Excel file or in the database before that, everything will get updated at 5 a.m. in your dashboard. When the data refreshed, whatever data is there, that data will get updated in your dashboard. So now we have, so what, now you understood the benefit of this extract. Now let's say this is my file. Now what I have is, this is my Excel file, and in this one, if you see over here, right now I want to add a manager's name, but manager's name is not updated at this, in this one. But when you go to your database, if you see in the people table, this is my people table. You go to this people table. If you go to the people table over here, can you see there is regional manager name over here, updated over here? And you can join this order and the people table, right? You can connect two tables. But as we discussed, that if you want to do a join, what is the basic requirement? There should be a common field. If the title is same, if the column name is same, Tableau will do it automatically. If not, then you will have to manually assign it. So we'll see both scenarios. So now let's say this is my order table. I can see that manager's information is in people table, and the common field in both the table is region, right? Let's say if you go to this order table, it has a region column over here, right? Same column is available over here also, region column, correct? So now what I'll do is, first, this is your logical table. You need to open this logical table, click on open, and this is called physical table. This is physical table, okay, where you have your physical table, order table over here. Now I'll drag this people and I'll drop it over here. Tableau will do the join automatically. So Tableau has identified, and this is an interview question, okay, or if you're going for any certification, they can ask you that what is the default join in Tableau. So the default join in Tableau is inner join, okay. And how many types of joins are there? By clicking on this, you can see inner join, left join, right join, and full outer join. Explanation is, when you hover on this, you will see that it will, if you select a left join, it will include all values in the left table and all matches from the right table. Members without matches will show up as null. And same way, other way around is for the right join, and full outer join will show all the values, include all values from both tables. Members without matches will show as null. And inner join will show you the common values, the matching values from both the tables. And if you see below here, you will have the condition, that on what condition it has done the join. So it has identified the common field as region in order table and region in people table. And the the sign is equal to. So region in order table is equal to region on people table. Understood? So now it has done the join. Now if you go to sheet, now let's say if I go to sheet, what you will find is, let's say I'll use region and I update it over here. Okay, now what happened? Why it has only 3 regions over here? We have east, west, north, east, west, central, and south, right? And over here, what is the problem? Okay, we have, see again, can you see? Because it did not had the common value in both table was east, south, and west, right? Can you see? East, south, and west is present in both the tables, but over here, central and north is not available in both the tables, right? And what inner join has done, it has given you only the common field, correct? So what I'll do, I'll change this one. I'll make this north, or I'll make this north to central again, CNTRAL, central, and I'll paste it over here, entire thing, and save it. Now what I'll do, I'll refresh this one. Let's click on refresh. Now I'll go to sheet. Now you will see I'll have all the 4 values over here. Can you see now? Understood? What I did is, here earlier the central was renamed as north, right? Now I made it central. So now in this column, I have central, east, south, and west, 4 values. And can you see in the people table also, I have the same 4 values. So that's why it has given me 4 values over here, because now it's matching. All the fields are matching. West is in people table also and order table also. East is there in people and order. Central is also there in people and order. South is there in people and order. So all these 4 are common values in both the tables.
Okay, sir, got it.
Understood? So whatever value, let's say I over here, if I change it, let's say central and east, I'll change. Let's say A is for east. Hold on. What I'll do is I'll change for central first. Let's say I type A over here, just for an example. And if I type for east, I'll type B. Now, can you tell me what is the common field between both tables? What is the common value? What is that name, region, that is available in both the tables, order and people? Let's take a pivot, then you will be able to understand. So I'll use the region over here. Sorry, and this is my, these fields are from P, is this one, right? Can you see over here, region? This is from my which table?
Order table.
In orders under region, what are the fields are there? Under region, what are the values? A, B, south, and west. Now, if you go to people table, what I have over here is, let's say go to sheet again, and I'll type in front over here. So what are the common values in both the table? South and west, right? And if I write over here east, then what values will be there? So now if I combine these two, let's say, so, and I want only the unique values. So let's say this is my inner join. Now, which values will I get in this? The common field between both tables, south and west, right? Only these two are common. So now let's do it. Now let's try this one. I have changed it over here, right? South and west only common. I'll save this one. I'll go to my data source, and now I'll refresh it. Now let's go to the sheet. Now let's see what happened. Am I getting this only to this option? Same, south and west, right? So this is what I'm trying to explain. So whatever the common field is there in both the tables, that you will see it over here.